Hey,
What
what's
up?
up?
What's going
Party
on,
people,
guys?
nice kickers in the place to be.
So what you call them?
What's good?
I guess we call them nice kickers this week.
Nice kickers. I like that actually. We might have
Nice
to
kickers.
clone
Kicking
that
it.
name. Nice kickers, right?
Yeah, I like it.
What's
Cool.
good,
It's
everybody?
fun.
Thank you
It's
for
fun.
joining another week, Thursday. What's up? It's about to be the end of March.
Already.
Crazy, right? This is our last show for March. So once again, guys,
Brendan thought it was
I
Friday.
thought it was Friday.
you did.
Yeah, I thought it was Friday till about 1:00.
I don't even know what day time it is either. So I'm with you on that. I don't know. But yeah, today, guys, today's episode is sponsored again by Mood Lashes by Lisa Marie. And today I am wearing my and I need to get this nail done. I'm wearing today I'm wearing my Savage Lash, guys. So again, check us out. Hit the code in your cart. Add the code Nice Kicks so you can get a nice special discount for joining and tuning in.
Shout out to Mood Lashes. I again use my magnetic liner today, and I can tell you it saved my life because you guys know we're always late on Nice Kicks. We're always in a rush. We're always getting prepared backstage like 15 minutes before the show goes live. We're live right now, and I literally put the magnetic liner on and put my lash on with 2 fingers, and I was done.
Done.
What is magnetic liner?
So, Lisa, you explain the magnetic liner.
Yes, so it's a magnetic liner glue. So it's an actual glue that has magnetic properties to it. So you put the liner on. What happens? Say it again.
And then the lash just connects to it?
Any lash. That's the beauty about the product that I have, because there are products on the market right now that are magnetic lashes with the liner. So you have to like put the lash to the liner for that specifically. However, this one is a glue, so you can just use any lash, which is great.
And you can like pull my lash right now, it won't come off.
It's super, you should try it. It's super easy. Super easy. Yep, there you go.
It's like stuck. Don't pull too much.
Your whole lid.
I was kind of nervous.
Your whole lid's about to come off.
Yes. Definitely digging the magnetic liner, so I'm glad I purchased 2.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So tonight we got a special guest in the house. If you've been on Nice Kicks with us for the past year, we were so excited to have Brendan on last year for our entrepreneurship episode. And this year we're featuring Brendan on our Millionaire Mindset episode because he is the Millionaire Mindsetter himself.
Wait a minute,
live.
was I on last year?
You were the entrepreneurship episode.
You are on entrepreneurship.
Really?
Yeah, it was like so long ago.
Yo.
Because y'all done did 128 episodes.
Yo, shout out to you, Brendan, because you are the first guest now that we have had the second time on Nice Kicks. So
that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
You know, we love you.
I want to say shout out to y'all though. It's been a year, right?
It's been a year.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So listen,
I know.
I mean, that's accountability for real. Like that's that type of consistency is crazy. So shout out to y'all.
Cheers.
And obviously moved and progressed, right? You're not on the same platform.
Yep.
Got a nice little audience now. The bandwidth and the topics have a larger range. You got sponsors.
Okay.
Looking for more sponsors. So if you're watching Nice Kicks and you're interested in sponsoring the episode,
what's the sponsorship package?
So sponsorship package, if you have a brand, a business that you want to promote, it's great promotion for you. You can offer a discount code to our audience where they can take advantage of getting a discount on your product or your service.
Yep.
And you get an ad on Nice Kicks.
That's right.
They got to hit us up for the price because it varies depending on how many drops you want during the episode.
Correct.
So let me know. I might have to get a little sponsorship. Get a little
sponsorship. There's levels to this. There's levels to this.
So excited to have Brendan on. I have 2 best friends on live right now, so it can't be any better for me. Love you guys. I always talk about you on Nice Kicks all the time. Almost every episode I bring up Brendan in some aspect So
I need
thank
like
you.
a little. I'm like omnipresent, but if you have like a little plush dog, that'd be kind of fire.
Yeah, plush dog for Brendan.
We should, or a bobblehead.
Yeah, and I'm super thankful that you took the time to be with us because you are super
You are
busy.
so busy, so
yeah, she got my calendar now, so I can't even.
Right,
say
you
no,
can't.
I'm not available.
Nah,
So thank you.
right.
So we're excited for the episode. You know, we always do current events when we talk about what's going on, the latest and the greatest. And Lisa's gonna hit us with some world current events, things that's happening right now, just crazy stuff in our country. And it just feels like it never ends.
It's crazy right now because there has been so many mass shootings, and it's like it blows my mind that I'm reading. So there were 7 mass shootings in 7 days consecutively in different parts of the country. There was one in Atlanta, which we know about with the 6 Asian women. Unfortunately, there was one in Stockton, California, Oregon, Houston, Dallas, Philly, Colorado. So every day there's been a mass shooting back to back all last week. So the sad thing I feel is one of the articles I was reading, it was like, you know, COVID is starting to become over and now we're starting to get back to the norm. And that for us is dealing with mass shootings. And I'm like, wow, that's really unfortunate.
Well, I mean, who's the people doing the mass shooting? Is that the non-melanated ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
What are we gonna do here?
What we gonna do? And you know, I was listening actually to Steve Harvey on it was either a podcast or the radio. I don't remember because I was like in the process of changing my phone, so I could have been listening to the radio here. And basically, he was talking about how the NRA has a lot of money tied into the government. So
it's
like,
a political
when they
thing.
talk about gun laws and shit needs to change, it's like we're just going down the same rabbit hole because money, right? Money's involved. There's power in numbers.
It's a big business. It's a billion-trillion-dollar business and industry. And they definitely have their hands in the pockets of politics and the government and all of that. They have their own special laws written in, which is crazy. But I was happy to see that Miss Harris and Mr. Biden they're very open about gun laws and talking about it, and they seem that they're being extremely proactive. I mean, there's only so much you can do when you have so many hands in the pot and people that have a say. But I do feel like they're not with the bullshit.
Well, there was a post you saw, right? We were looking at the other day where they were trying to take away like some amendment rights or something where they were going.
That ain't never gonna happen.
It's not. Yeah, it was something, but the situation was they were basically.
They was basically saying that they were going to pass a law that cops can come into your house and seize your guns without a warrant.
Which is insane. Like
no, they're not doing
rights,
that,
right?
Yeah, that's
gonna be for us.
The right.
That's gonna be for them.
Yeah, that's the right to bear arms amendment. But I also do think that we have a extremely outdated constitution and amendment laws and rights. So, I mean, I think at some point down, I don't know, it might be 2050, something has to, be changed in some capacity because it's definitely not the same world it was back when.
The only thing that's going to change, it's like you can't make no change if you don't have no accountability.
True.
And the non-melanated ones don't take no accountability. They don't take no responsibility. And all they do is protect each other and make excuses for everything. And all they do is recreate the real history. So the real stuff that actually happened, they don't even document that. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't gonna change until like we all have to force the change. It has to be like a mob of the actual citizens of the country storming to demand real change. It's the only thing that's gonna happen. Right. Because if we just keep doing our own thing, because everyone's trying to take care of their own personal business, which everyone's out here trying to survive and do their thing. But the only way it's going to happen is people come together. But every year or every several years, there's always something that's going to pull us further apart. Like COVID pulling us apart. You can't even walk down the street where someone's not going to put their mask on. Right? Yeah. And that can be because they're scared, they're not scared, or it's really just a social norm. Because as soon as they pass you, they take the mask right off.
Right.
You know?
And
So,
I think people have been so crazed, being in the house. And, we had an episode about mental health and just, a lot of people, I don't know if everybody was able to find the resources or things that they needed to get through this past year through COVID with mental health. You couldn't go in and see your therapist. There's so many different things. So I just feel like people are now just going on a whim. Like, I'm about to just shoot up everything. Like, shooters at the grocery. Like, again, these are crazy random places. The grocery stores, a spa. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And
Um,
it's very sad.
yeah,
The
Elsa
world
says
needs
everyone
healing.
has an AR these days, which is crazy that you can get such a type of gum. And at like Walmart, like the
Yeah,
Southern
which
States.
I'm not opposed to anyone having the right to bear arms because we need to protect ourselves. I'm interested in getting my gun license because enough is enough, and it's sad that we have to feel that way. But you know what? I went to New Hampshire and they open carry, so they would just walk around with the gun on the hip, dudes looking younger than I am, right, with a gun. So you have to protect yourself. But yeah, the world needs healing. That's all I can really say about that one. So prayers up to everybody who lost a life and families who lost their family members, and hopefully people who are involved get some healing. And again, people need to take accountability, especially the non-melanin folks out here. Yeah. Take accountability. So moving on, my current event topic is one that's been viral on every social media platform right now, and if you're not aware, it's wrapped in Derek Jenks. I think is his last name. I don't even know his last name.
He is
so
jank.
basically,
he's janky as hell.
He's janky as hell. He's a relationship coach. Like he coaches women.
Oh, older dude?
Yeah.
Yes.
So he coaches women.
He's funny. He's funny.
No, he ain't.
Well, no, not that one. I know who you're thinking about. The one that be like, yo, you're not that cute.
No.
Right? No. So
that's the smooth one. This is a different one.
No, this is a different guy. So
he's funny. He's smooth. I like
yeah, he's a mess. But this guy, he's married and he's a relationship coach, and he has several videos coaching women about who to look out for, the type of guy to look out for, what not to do. And so recently a video came out. He did an interview with his wife because he got caught up cheating, basically. And so he did a public interview with his wife and basically came forward about his infidelity and what he told his wife, and how they like sought out God and figured out how to stay together. Basically, is what I got in a nutshell. And it's a hot ass mess because the wife is in the video with a bonnet, what appears to be a bonnet on. She kind of doesn't look put together, a little disheveled. He's put together. He's holding her hand like real tight, like we could reenact it right now.
Like real, like real controlling, right?
Real controlling. So when I first saw the video, T sent it to me, and I was watching it without the sound on, so I was doing something, and I thought it was an R. Kelly spoof based on the body language.
She kept saying that, yes.
Yeah, I gotta watch it again.
It comes to find out, like literally, it wasn't an R. Kelly spoof, but it was about him and his infidelity in his relationship. But what I find kind of crazy is his infidelities happened, I think, 7 to 8 months ago, over a year ago, and now he's coming forward talking about it on his platform. He has a blue check, so he's verified on Instagram. Yeah. He has followers. He has a following. So my thing is like, why weren't you just honest from the get-go when you started this brand about being a relationship coach?
Well, when did he start that? Is that recently too?
I don't know the exact date, but I don't think it's recent. I think he's had it for a while. But because the women, I guess, came forward, now he's like, oh shit, I gotta come to the forefront and admit to what happened.
I mean, people ain't gonna be taking. I mean, how many people gonna be cheating and they're gonna be admitting that they're cheating?
I get it, but like, if you know there's a possibility that shit could come out, and you want to be a relationship coach, and you're worried about, like, again, it's inspiring people, not manipulating them. So like, you're worried about other people's relationship business and giving them the right advice, but you done did some dirt. I'm gonna come out and be like, I'm a relationship coach. Here's what I went through in my life, and I want you guys to learn from this, because it was 7 to a year ago.
I mean, that's regular though. Like
that's regular shit, B.
That's regular.
No, what I'm saying is regular is people hide their stuff, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many priests we know, coaches we know,
priests,
pastors we know, politicians is an ill. I mean, that's just all you need.
Yo, that's like
facts, right there, right? So it doesn't matter how many speeches they do. We know they lying, but we still voting and believing that they're gonna do what they say they're gonna do. So everyone's putting up a veil or a mask at, on some level, So
Right.
I feel like before you go in and start really, taking at face value of the people that you're consuming and paying attention to, I mean, we gotta all do our own research.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, you gotta vet these people out.
I thought it was funny though. He did a review video, a reacting video of his own thing.
He did it like a spoof. Like
No. You know how like people do reaction videos of something that happened?
Yeah.
Yes.
He did his own reaction video of his video with him and his wife.
I cannot. And Jamal
so he did this
said
for followers, like to gain more followers.
Probably.
If you look up his hashtag, he has 36,000 posts with his name as a hashtag.
That's crazy.
Like, who do I have to cheat on?
Listen, all you gotta do is have a little bit of following and then make something happen. Like I had a friend of mine, he came out with a sex tape when he was popping, before sex tapes were popping, and then I just gave him more clout.
Yeah.
It's because people like drama. People like drama. People like that stuff. So they want to know. And then if it's something crazy like that, people are going to want to know what's next with that person. Yeah. Because you're so hot right now, trending, your topic, your story, your situation. So people are going to want to know, okay, well, what's next? So let me follow this person. And then at that point, it starts to become an action for likes and action for that. So it's like,
attention is the name of the game.
Yes, exactly. Jamal said, what does a 30-year-old know about relationship advice? And Elsa says that
he doesn't look 30.
The video was hard to watch. His wife looked like she was forced to sit there and be miserable. Right, sis? Like you couldn't put on no mood lashes or nothing to get your life.
So my question, I'll pose this question to you, Lisa, to the audience, and to Brendan. If you are Derek and his wife in this situation, and now your infidelity is out there for the world to see, does your relationship survive?
I think it depends on, like, did she just find out now, or did she?
She knew this was like 7 to 8 months.
So she knew.
Was
so I mean, I feel like they technically already passed it. They just dealing with the public part, but they're already in the private part already.
I agree.
Together, so
yeah.
I feel like she's not going nowhere. I think the only difference is that I would have been laced on that video. Like, there's no way.
I would have been laced, like looking good, stepping out fresh.
There's no way.
Like my issue, and I think this happens far too often, when she was talking about the reason, like she left because she was out getting all these messages of women saying, "Why didn't I leave?" etc., etc. She's like, "I did leave. I left until God told me basically it was the right time to come back, and like I forgive." And like I feel like people use God as a crutch way too much. Like
people use God to kill people, bro.
Right, and it's like, no, like find something else. But have your faith, have your belief.
Absolutely.
But like literally, majority of her talking through her part of the interview was about God this and God that, and then he got into God, and I'm like, why? Like, just admit to your wrongdoings, admit that you wanted to go back and be in the situation, and you wanted to be in the relationship still, like.
But maybe it's not that easy though.
I don't know, but why does God always have? It's like God.
Well, it's like it's whatever the higher power is. You know what I'm saying? People.
It doesn't right.
It was just forced. Like I
didn't see the interview. I don't know.
So after this, you need to go watch the interview. Yes. So you can see.
I
don't know what energy she was coming from, what the perspective was.
Right.
I'd love to
I
hear
believe in higher power. I believe in like you had a moment, you had an epiphany, maybe God spoke to you, but like we get it the first time. They just wrote it so much that I'm like, is it believable at this point? Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's your current events on Nyce Kicks.
I thought that was a show right there.
Yeah, okay.
It could have been. Like, that's a whole episode.
Yo, it legit could be a whole episode. I have to write that in at some point because that I have a lot to speak on with that, but we definitely got to move on for that. One more comment on it is Leanna. What's up, everybody joining us right now live on Nyce Kicks? She says, I don't think it's surviving, even if she knew social media is going to make her question staying. Yeah. Okay.
Depending on her mindset.
Yeah, depending on the mindset.
It ain't a millionaire one though. Well, actually, it might be because they like want to cash in.
Well, I guess we'll get into that.
Let's just jump right into it. So tonight's topic, y'all, if you're just tuning in, welcome. Is all about the millionaire mindset. I'm wearing my Driven t-shirt. Shout out to Driven. And I have Brendan Boyd in the building with me, live and direct. Lisa on the East Coast, mindset it over there. And Lisa actually went through Brendan's course. So this is going to be a dope episode about leveling up. And what it means to just really hone in on taking control of your thoughts and taking control of your thoughts to have a better, positive outcome in your life. And I know for me, when I thought about millionaire mindset, it was about the focus is the money and the wealth and gaining success and the things that you do in between to get there. Like you're shifting your mind to get to that point so you don't have as many distractions, you don't have as many like terrible people around you. So that's what I think about when I think about having a millionaire mindset. But there's so many levels to it. And we're excited to interview Brendan and have him on episode to kind of go through what he's doing with his coaching, and then give you guys some gems on how you can find this dude after, because you're definitely going to take something away from this episode.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So being talked, what is the millionaire mindset, and how did you come to creating this brand based around accountability and really helping people focus and change?
So the millionaire mindset is really abundance thinking. It's not really necessarily about the actual $1 million, because based on my experience, that $1 million can mean different things to different people. You know what I mean? But to have an abundance mindset, which is basically what the millionaire mindset is you're just having a positive outlook on whatever you're going towards, right? And the millionaire mindset to me is really what's between your ears and behind your eyes. It's your brain. Like, this is the most powerful muscle that we have. So most people, when they get to a certain age, they stop training the brain. They may train other parts of their body, or they may not do that at all. They just they're just doing the same thing. They're just caught in a cycle of doing the same thing. So through leveling up, through abundance thinking, through focusing, through accountability, you can really pick yourself up from wherever you are and go really far. You can how they say when you're a kid, they'd be like, yo, you can be whatever you want. It's really the truth. Like, you can really do and be whatever you want. But the problem is, like, we're just in a very highly toxic environment. So people stop believing. They stop dreaming. They stop dreaming. They stop using their creativity. They stop thinking beyond what they can see. Like, we're in a room right now. We're in the studio. So, like, all we can see is these walls, these lights, these mics, computers, the soundboards, laptop, water, the wine. That's all we can see. And that's what most people, they only focus on what's right in front of them. They don't think past this room or beyond the building or beyond the city. People put limitations on themselves, but partially a lot of those limitations are forced. Like think about it. This whole year, we just got a whole new limitation. There's a whole new limitation now. It's like, somebody asked me the other day, they was like, yo, you gonna take the vaccine? I'm like, nah. And she was like, well, what if you can't travel? I'm like, I guess I ain't traveling. It's like, I'm not gonna put something in me that I don't feel like I need for me to live. Like, I'm healthy, I'm strong, you know what I'm saying? But like, we're just in an environment that, like, there's so much negative vibrations, from the music to the sounds to the sonics, to the visuals. That if you're not combating that by growing your mindset, working this brain muscle, using your creativity, your God-given creativity. Like, children have free spirits, because they're not thinking about
nobody.
They're not thinking about limitations. They're testing boundaries. And
they're fearless.
What we continue to do. Yeah, they're fearless. That's what we
and they're very resilient. Yes, kids are very resilient as well, so they bounce back.
The educational program, when we start conforming, and we got friends and family members and all those other stuff kind of going in on things, and that's coming in on us.
Right.
Sorry, we're live. We just start becoming less of what we could be. And again, it's not all our fault, but there's a portion of it that's our responsibility, but a lot of it is also what our environment is and what we're allowing to like be in our energy space.
I think too, as adults, once you get into an adult space, where you feel like, okay, I'm comfortable in whatever it is in your family life, your work life, whatever it is, and you feel like I'm comfortable now. I think adults have a hard time with moving the needle in your mind and saying, no, I want to learn more. I want to grow more. You think, I got my degree or degrees. I've done all the education. I've done all of the work. I'm in this job. I'm doing this. So I think that a lot of times it's hard for adults to think, well, what else can I do? You know what I mean? How else can I grow my mind? Um, and that could be a challenge. I've been in that position, and it's like, nah, like I'm not gonna stop learning. I'm not gonna stop, growing. And you got to have that mindset, like you said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you definitely need that. You have to watch the people that are, who's your five. Like I'm dropping a really important product tomorrow called the workbook. And
yes, the workbook. I love workbooks.
It's $30, and
Which is cheap, guys. Inexpensive.
Super cheap, and it's literally designed. It's designed with intention to inspire and have you put daily deposits that will compound and literally change your life. You know what I'm saying? And it's for someone that's just starting and then someone that's already moving. You know what I'm saying? So it's literally for everyone. I designed it. I'm super excited about it. I designed it with intention. I put some love in there. And if you use it, I thought about it like, do you remember the brand Carhartt?
Mm-hmm.
It's like workwear.
Mm-hmm.
It's lifestyle, right?
Yes.
So I designed the book with that intention, or like blue collar, like you have your lunch box, so your lunch pail, you grab, you going to work every day. So this is a document, actually a digital guide that like if you literally use it every day, it's gonna improve your life. And that's how I designed it. I designed it like, okay, you're gonna brush your teeth, wash your face, take a shower, get dressed, grab your workbook. Like that's the type of tool that it literally is. So that's something I'm super excited about. But yeah, you really need to worry about the sum. Like you're the sum of the five people around you, or in some people's cases it might be 4 or 3, like whoever you're hanging out with. So you need to level that up. Sometimes you gotta you have to do an audit. Like who am I with? And you might have to move somebody out the direct circle, put them in the circle a little, outside of the direct circle. Maybe move them 2 circles and 2 circles away.
Right.
Some people you should literally get rid of
completely.
Some people you just limit their access. Because if they come over the crib, they're not really adding nothing.
Right. You might have your drinking friends. Like, all right, you coming over, we're gonna have a couple drinks, we're gonna ha kiki, but like,
and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. That's
exactly
cool. But that's not every week, every day.
Correct.
Especially if you're trying to get to the money or get to this goal.
Yes.
Or get to whatever you're trying to get to. You need to like, all right, I'm gonna reward myself. I'm gonna knock out this week. I'm gonna do these things, and then I'm gonna hang out with, and then we're gonna do whatever the case is.
Right.
So something you said earlier that I want to go back to, because I think it's super important, especially for people who may be watching, that think about the moment of you can be whoever you want to be, you can do whatever you want to do, right? And I feel like we hear that so much. Like we hear it from celebrities who made it, we hear it from like even your local mom and pop store, they are making it like it's something that's thrown out there. And I know there are people, and I was at this point at one place too, that think, damn, what does that really mean? Like, can I really attain this dream goal that I have? Is it realistic, and how do I do it? So when I think about those people, my first thought is, do you have your clear vision on what you want to do, and does it resonate with you enough to feel like it's that important, like it's going to move mountains? But how do you, when you have someone come to you that's someone who's looking to be a mindsetter and change their mindset, have you experienced anyone who was in that place and they wanted to be bigger than what they are, but they just had no idea where to start, and like some advice you would give to someone in that position? Yeah, so I think there's 2 things that kind of pop out at me. One is like self-sabotage. So I think a lot of people suffer from that.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was talking to somebody yesterday, and he's actually in insurance, a very good friend of mine. And I remember when we were talking several months ago, I'm like, yo, when are you gonna get it going? When are you gonna get it going? He's like, I don't want to do it this way, the traditional way. I got this vision. I'm gonna automate it. I'm gonna make this big machine, a system, and then it's gonna be flowing. I'm like, all right, cool. A couple months went by, he made the big machine, right? So now I'm like, yo, what's up? Big machine's rolling. What's the word? He's like, I was meeting with the mentor, and they're like, I should really focus on the system way. But I'm like, bro, you just built the machine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but then we talking a little bit more, and I'm like, all right, so what's going on now? He's like, yeah, so now I think I'm gonna be helping the mentors because I can help them with the digital strategy, and I can give them the machine. And I'm like, bro, so let me get this straight. You were gonna do the manual way, which is the traditional way, but then you're like, I found a better way that's actually, it makes sense to me too. I can automate it. It's gonna actually bring the leads in. Makes sense. But you're not doing that now because now you want to go back to the manual way that you said that wasn't the most efficient way. Because now it's 2021, so you can do things much different and more efficient.
More efficient, right?
But now you're not. Now instead of even doing a traditional way, you decided you're just gonna help people build them a system that you have that you're not using. So we literally just broke it down yesterday. I'm like, I think you have a fear of success. I think you have a fear of like. A fear of like progressing. You know what I mean? Because it's like you did something, but then when you do it, you don't execute. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like instead of you executing and going in, you just move into the next thing, which is stopping you from doing this. And then when you get a little bit here, you move into the next thing. So I think one of the main things is people when you really think about like their self-sabotage habits. You know, like I think fear of success is a real thing. You know?
Oh, absolutely.
And I think people want success so bad, but they've been so used to mediocrity, and they've been so used to like living and operating at you know whatever level they're operating at, that it's almost scary for them to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember. Oh, that's a good one. You know, like I don't want to bring it back to slavery, right? But
it always goes back for us.
so they had, you know,
I know it's in our DNA.
You had slaves in the field, and then you had the house slaves, right? I mean, this is even in Django. There's a scene in Django, right? So the house slave is so manipulated, he don't even believe he's a slave.
Right.
And he feel like he's better than the field slaves, right?
Right, because he in the house, right.
But this self-sabotage is so crazy that even when he's free, he don't want to leave the plantation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how crazy the self-sabotage can be based on the environment. Based on like if you spend 15, 20 years really trying to do something, but you don't really believe it and there's a clear opportunity, you might have built up 2 decades of fear. You won't go through that door. You know? So self-sabotage is definitely one. And then I think the other one is really like you were talking about the vision. So like really like
manifesting.
Breaking down what I like to call the 4 pillars of accountability. You know, so you need to like be clear on your vision. You need to focus. You need to have dedication, and you need to have consistency in everything you do, right? But you also need to have some sort of love for something that you need to do, right? And that doesn't mean you need to like I don't love anything, so I'm not going to do nothing. Nah, try. I don't even like this word, but work on different things until you figure something out, right? My little
rubber band pop. Want to try? We don't try.
Right, rubber band pop.
Work on different things until you find something that seems to resonate.
Yes.
You know, like a good friend of mine, you know, Lydia Panda. She has the, you know, the Panda Fortune on YouTube.
Shout out to Panda.
Shout out to
Fortunes
her.
be lit.
So like she's somebody, and if you look at her right now, she's doing really well with the tarot, building a business in that space. But she's somebody that, you know, her and I had a conversation. She didn't originally believe in the tarot. You know, we had to have that conversation to kind of get her to go after that. You know what I'm saying? She didn't really believe in that. right? Or she had a you know, a fear of what people might have thought about her because she was doing the tarot, you know. And I think that there's some constraints that we put on ourselves or that we just absorb, and that stops our, like, you know, it's like that chain. You know,
Absolutely.
you're only gonna get so far.
Right. You're right. You're on that leash.
So those pillars of accountability are really, really important.
Yep. Elsa says, you can be what you want to be, but I think oftentimes people think that implies you have to be an entrepreneur, not recognizing it could be an amazing career, making someone else's vision come alive, which is right, because not everyone is born and bred to be an entrepreneur. And I think sometimes people think that that's the way that you have to go, but that doesn't mean that. You can have you could be an entrepreneur and have a real dope person that's gonna rock with you and grow with you and help you work through that. Jamal says it's definitely a mindset, and your brain is a muscle, guys. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
it's something you have to work out. You think about your triceps, your, I was about to say your femur, but that's a bone.
Don't be like me when I was.
Yeah, the ear. I'm like, your femur, that's a bone, y'all. But you know what I mean? Your triceps, your biceps, all the seps, right?
Yeah,
so you think about that, right? And like, you gotta work on that. Your brain is a muscle, and you have to work on that. And it's a continuous day by day thing. I think for me and my specific experience, I find that I used to be that person that would think so far ahead, and I'm like, all right, A to Z. I'm at A, and I can see myself as Z. But I'm like, yo, what about the other 24 letters in between? Like, I gotta go B.
Yo, that's some quick math right there.
Yo, for real, yo, because you know that remote school been kicking, yo. Yo, that remote school got me training my brain. So I'm like, I didn't think about B, C, D, E, and that's the hard part of, like, how do you go through those steps to get to where you need to be able to end up at Z, right?
Yeah.
And it's a day by day thing. And so for me, I'm like, I literally have to wake up and take this day as today is. I can't think about tomorrow and what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Like, I can have that vision that, you know, this is where I want to go, but I have to plan, execute, hold myself accountable for today and the steps and the actions I need to take today. And I found that really, really helps me to drive myself to a successful path for what I want to be.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes I think having, like, it's fine to have both, like the A to Z mindset, or like the A to Z, but what's B, C, D, E, F. Like, it's a double-edged sword, right? Because I often think too, we talked about this, sometimes you have to just know there's a bigger picture and understand the bigger picture and not worry so much about what's in between, right? Because I think, pop the rubber bands, we're trying not to say I think anymore. Sometimes we put ourselves in positions where we're so caught up on the in-between that we stop even going forward to what we need to do, right? For example, I had to build a website, and I'm like, shoot, what's all the information that has to go on the website? I don't know what I'm going to say yet. I don't know what I'm putting there yet, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, that stopped me from even starting to create the website to begin with. Because it's the fear of unknown. You just got to get it made, so you have a .com that you can drive people to on your social media to find you. And I think, you know, something I commend Brendan on a lot, and it has all to do with mindset and really flexing that muscle, like you said, Lisa, is he always combats whatever you say with the positive. Like, always. You can't tell me, you cannot do anything, you're going to try something. No, it's always. Like, yo, I'm cold. And he'll come out with a positive. Or like, yo, you know, it's cold today, so it's fine. You know, you got that. He'd be like, yo, you got that fly ass sweater. Throw that sweater on. You know what I'm saying? It's cold. Show your fly ass sweater. You're like, all right, great. And that's a big growth mindset thing. Yes. Right? Because, like, we're so conditioned and trained to think about the struggle and always go to things with a scarcity mindset that we don't even understand our own power in terms of how we think.
Yeah, for sure. I think everyone's a superhero, but people, they forget that they got the powers. You know what I'm saying? You know, everyone's operating as Clark Kent, but everyone's really like Superman. You know, you just have to believe that. I think one thing that Lisa said that is absolutely true is, I'm gonna say it a little bit different. She's talking about the A to Z thing. So your ego is very, very powerful. And if you don't tame your ego will run your life. And people think they're making decisions, but you're not. Your ego is making all of the decisions, right? So one way to tame your ego is first forgiveness. Whatever we went through, whatever you've gone through, whatever you're dealing with, you just gotta forgive yourself. It ain't your fault.
We're like, hold on, we gotta get God in right now.
I'm like, I gotta get close to this camera, y'all.
Yeah, whatever you're going through, you gotta forgive yourself. That's number one. You know?
Facts.
That's number one. Number two, you gotta start filling up your cup. You know, every single day, filling up your cup. You know, you have to fill up your cup. And again, that's another area that people neglect. They'll wake up, brush their teeth, take a shower, wash their face, have their coffee, eat their food, be out the house, get to work. Be on social work, but they're never doing no work on themselves. They're not even taking 5 minutes for themselves, right? So that's just the work you need to do just to be available to get in the game. You know what I'm saying? Right, to get off the bench. That's just work you need to do so you're off the mental IR. You can participate in the game. You know what I'm saying? You know, former hooper, I'm gonna use basketball as a reference. For you to be available to play in the game, you got to mentally get off the IR. So if you got baggage from relationships, from past job, from self-belief, whatever it is, you have to deal with that first. You know, and I'm not saying you forget everything you're doing and deal with it, you know, but you need to work at it every day while you're doing the other things. Because you're not leaving the house without brushing your teeth, bro. Like, you're not. Like, you're doing that. So you can take 5 to 2 minutes to work on yourself. Because everyone has non-negotiables that they do, right? We get back to the A to Z thing. Your ego is very, very powerful, right? So you hit the nail right on the head. You don't want to be in the future too much, right? Because if you operate in the future, the future is being operated mentally by everything that happened to you in the past. Because you're gonna automatically relate past experiences to future ones that haven't even happened, which is gonna make you react a certain way.
Yes.
Right? And you can't be in the past because you're in the past.
Yes.
You're gonna move forward.
Right.
So say that again, because I know we're live.
Yeah. That is such a gem.
But that's so powerful, and I know we talked about that before. So I want you to go through that moment again.
That's such a gem right now.
So, all right. So if you continue to think about the future, right? By default, your mind and your body hasn't experienced the future. Like we haven't experienced the next 10 minutes yet. It's coming, but we haven't experienced the next 10 minutes yet. But if you're worried about the next 10 minutes or the next day or the next week or the next year or next month, whatever, your mind can only relay that thought to a past thought. Right? And then your ego is going to process it as, oh, I know what's going to happen because this happened. Right? And then that kicks fear on. You know what I'm saying? Or that kicks on, oh, I'm not going to do this or call this person or make amends or say this or do that or move this way because this happened. So I know it's going to happen, but you don't because the future's coming, right? That's right. And you can't operate in the past because if you operate based on what already happened, you're not going to move forward. Right. You can't move forward. So again, Lisa hit on the head. You have to operate, you know, if we're going to use the alphabet references, you have to operate within the middle letters. You know, you got to operate between the B, C, D's, and E's and F's. You got to be present. You have to be present. Now, that doesn't mean you're not thinking about the future. You have that in mind. That doesn't mean you're not learning the lessons from the past. Have that in mind. But you have to operate right now. Yes. You know? And that's what I work to do every single day. But it takes work for me to do that. You know, like this week, I'll give you an example. Part of my morning routine, I meditate, you know, but I don't meditate long. I do 10 minutes. I do 10-minute pockets, you know. But this week I added on breath work. If anyone's ever tried breath work, it's literally like meditation, but you're breathing the whole time, you know. Yo, it's crazy. And every single time I do breath work, I cry. Every single time. You know what I'm saying? Wait, say that again, Brendan. It's not. Say what? Say that again. I said every single time I do breath work, I cry. You know what? And I love you for being so vulnerable as a Black man,
for sitting on here and saying that.
Yeah, every single time.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Like the thing is this,
tears.
This is another topic. This is another topic we could talk about, like your body, because I don't think people really understand their body.
Fact. I'm like, you got me teary-eyed right now.
We living in it, but we don't even know the capacity, how it works, how it moves. He's in it, right?
Facts.
But what was I gonna say? What were we talking about a second ago?
Sorry.
The breathing exercise.
The breathing.
Okay. So,
yes.
All right. So tears. When people cry, they automatically relate that to sadness or tragedy or whatever, right? But when you cry, it's just a way to release. It's just a release, right? It's kind of like if me and Stiz was arguing and my release is playing basketball and I go hoop and I feel better after, or I go box and I feel better after. Crying is the same thing, right? Your body is doing things that we're not understanding what it's doing every time it's doing something. Even when we eat, we're like, oh, I'm gonna eat and then I'm gonna go to the restroom. But your body's breaking it down. Your body's figuring out what's it's gonna store. It's figuring out what energy it can use to actually keep you up and operational.
Yeah.
It's figuring out what parts can it break down and process. And it's also figuring out, oh, we shouldn't even eat this, but this is gonna happen. So let me drink some more water today so we can get rid of this. But your body's literally figuring out all this meticulous things.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not paying attention to what you're doing in that regard, like it's gonna be an issue there, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't really know what's going on. They're not paying attention to what's going on. So your tears, right, is just a way for your body to release what is holding on to. It could be toxicity. It could be acid. Because your body can only be in two states. It can be acidic or it can be alkaline. The closer you are to alkaline is a healthier state.
I'm acidic right now.
At the moment you're taking.
I mean, me too.
and B's on the super alkaline.
I mean, I got some.
Right. I'm like, me too, girl. I'm acidic as fuck. I am about to blow up.
Your body can only be alkaline and acidic. So if you're closer to the acidic area, you're able to do a breath work, or you're able to meditate, or you're able to do a yoga, and your body's releasing itself by a tear or by a sweating, which is basically the same thing. It's just coming out of your pores, right? It's just coming out of the other parts of your body.
Yes.
But the tears is healthy release. So,
yes.
That's definitely nothing for anyone, especially man, black man, melanated person, to feel ashamed of.
It's important. It's important.
No, it's very, very important. And I can only really base it off of my, my personal experience. I feel like I'm in a really good space in my life mentally, but I don't feel like I made it. I feel like I'm just in a good pocket, and the more I'm able to absorb, like I'm just open for it.
Mm-hmm.
So we should all just cry more, Let's have some crying sessions.
Yo, I'm here for it. I love crying because I'm like, I feel like it's this is gonna sound bad, but I feel like crying for me is a release, like an orgasm. Like I'm like, let me get up and let me go. I feel so good after.
Yeah, for sure.
This releases this like something, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I've sat there before and I've made myself cry because I felt this energy and I felt, this sense of like, I gotta get this feeling out. I gotta get this emotion out. So I need to release it, let it go. And I'm like, woo, all right, now what I gotta do.
So welcome anybody who just tuned in. This is Nyce Kicks on a Thursday. We do this every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on YouTube. And we're here with the Millionaire Mindsetter himself, Brendan Boyd, talking about having a millionaire mindset and how you set yourself up for success by changing your scarcity mindset. Because a lot of people, act out of a scarcity mindset. They're looking at their middle letters in the alphabet and they're like, I don't know how I'm gonna get there, versus looking at the positive and saying they can make it happen. So for folks on the live who may tap into this video, who are not entrepreneurs, like to Elsa's point earlier, they don't have a passion to be entrepreneurs, talk to our audience about the other aspect of just the mindset, right? Because a lot of times it's tied to having a business, running a business, being successful on your own. But
Right.
there's so many ways that you can have a millionaire mindset that affects your relationships, that affects
absolutely,
your social setting, etc., and like how you shift the mindset, just not related to business.
Right.
So I mean, again, it's gonna go into you investing in yourself. You have to invest in yourself. You know, like you have to work the muscle that's in your head. You have to, right? It's behind your eyes. It's between your ears. It's literally like it's like if your body's like a jet, like this is the cockpit. You know what I'm saying? This is everything.
Yo,
if you're a Lamborghini, this is the V12 engine right here. You know what I'm saying?
Muscle, y'all gotta work a lot.
This is
yo, I
V12
can't
right
with
here.
you. And you know what? It's so funny because the older I've gotten, I've always said, like, recently, I'm like, if there's one thing that I could have done in one career, I probably would have wanted to be a neurologist. I'm so fascinated by the brain. It's crazy.
You know what else is crazy? I think this is crazy. So if you bought anything for the house, right, and you wanted to put it together, it was in parts. You would go to YouTube or pull out the instruction manual, figure it out, and put it together. We're living in our own bodies. We're not. There's no requirement on anatomy. There's no requirement on physiology. There's no requirement on neurology. But like, we're just operating it. We're taking in whatever, we're doing whatever, saying whatever, taking in whatever. But no one's taking the time to want to know, okay, what's the capacity of my body? What's the capacity of my mind, my soul, my spirit? Like, you know, like no one, I don't want to say no one, because people are, but the majority of people aren't.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Especially in relationships. They're not like, all right, babe, listen, Sunday, we're gonna tap into the mindset, you know, we're gonna tap into our spirits, you know, we're gonna do some
tap into our spirits.
You know, so we're gonna figure this out. Like no one's
gonna get mad.
That's not a common topic. It's not a common topic.
Yes.
All I'm saying is like we're in this body for, you know, the years that you're blessed to be in it. You should take some time at some point to really understand the capacity that you're dealing with. You know, like some people don't even know their blood types. You know what I'm saying? And it's important. It's important for you to know your blood type. It's important to know, you know, how your heart works. It's important to know how your lungs work. It's important to know how your organs, like how do you heal? Like me, I know that it doesn't matter at this point in my life if I sprain my ankle, I'm good. My ankles aren't great, but when I sprain my ankle, it ain't like a regular. It's not like Stacey sprained her. She sprained her, she out. She ain't gonna be walking for. Like
damn, man, you out,
man. I got good ankles. I think.
No, your ankles are fine. It's because I learned that my body, right, my ligaments are such that if I roll my ankle, it'll hurt for like 10 minutes, you know, but it won't swell up. And I'll be good after 10 minutes of it hurting. I can get back to my normal stride. But I learned that about my body. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that we should figure out how our bodies work, how our mind works, how we're able to take in information. Right. You know, how do I heal my heart if I feel away? And when people say heartbreak, it ain't really heartbreak. It's a mental break. You know, you're mentally broken. Your heart's still pumping. Your heart's doing what the heart does. Like your heart's still doing what it does. What it does. But when you have a heartbreak, it's really a mental break. But people are not even thinking about that, so they're not trying to heal the mindset. They're just, I got a broken heart. I'm gonna just stay in the house, or the girls is coming through, the homies is coming through. I'm gonna take a vacation. I'm gonna don't pick up when this person calls. I'm gonna just ignore this person. I'm gonna just do what I do. But it's really a mental break. So you need to heal the mental. So, you know, I think as you get older, you get a little bit wiser, you have some time, you know, watch some Netflix, you know, stuff about the body. You know, go to
Netflix
YouTube.
meet. Because you be shading me on the Netflix.
I mean, if it's a documentary, fine. Jeannie in Georgia was awesome. Great recommendation. Like, I mean, Netflix. But I think to the whole point of this mindset, sometimes people spend way too much time involved, like, not to go against this point because it's completely separate. Like, the point was to watch something on anatomy, but like, the same way we think about our circles of people who are around us, what's on your news feed, what's on your timelines, what you're waking up to every day, what you're going to bed to every day. The people who are speaking to you are really those people and things that are influencing what you're doing with your life and influencing your mindset. Like, there's so many times, because thinking about the path and the direction to being a millionaire, because that's happening this year for you. And there's a lot of things you had to, what some would call sacrifice, what others would call just being in the mindset, yourself included, that you don't do so that you can stay on track. For example, like, Brendan hasn't had a vacation in like 4 years, right? And the last vacation was for a wedding. It wasn't even like a leisure vacation. True. And I get shit when I'm like, I'm going to Boston, I'm going here, and Brendan's like, yo, you gotta lock in, because you may look at it like, yeah, you have the money to do it, but like, you're losing focus on what you need to be doing because your mind and your ego is telling you that you need to be out and you need to go places to fulfill that portion of happiness that really can happen later down the line once you get the vision done. Once you check off the bigger box, you can do all those things and you can live. And so, like, that's a big part that I want everyone who's watching to kind of take away, because I know people who follow Nyce Kicks, and I know some of our Nyce Kickers, as you called it, the dedication has to be behind changing your circle, changing the people who are influencing you, changing the things that are influencing you. Absolutely. Like, my Facebook, I literally don't even want to get on Facebook too much anymore. I go on to really address Nyce Kicks and support Nyce Kicks. Same. But half the people, or maybe even more than half of the people on my Facebook feed, I'm really like, yo, it's energy draining if I read any of those posts. So you really have to identify what are the things that are keeping you in the scarcity mindset, what are the behaviors that are keeping you there, and the habits that are keeping you there, and how you can tweak those and change those. And I think, you know, based on, you did your lives for 21, 23 days, and 20, you had 20 days. 27, there you go. I couldn't keep up. But you had Lady Dork on an episode, and she talked about the columns and identifying your strengths through columns. And I think that's really important. And I kind of flex that to identifying the people, places, and things that distract you from your end goal of being a millionaire and having a millionaire mindset, and figuring out the solutions to those things. So whether it's getting rid of folks, or it's spending less time on the phone with certain people, like whatever that may be, but using that structure to kind of get better at building that mindset.
Yeah, I mean, and I think go ahead, listen.
I think too, like, if you're somebody, because now everybody's on social media and all this stuff, so I think that if that's something that you want to continue doing, like, for me, I have to be on there for Nyce Kicks, for Mood Lashes. So I'm like, dang, like, do I want to sit here and scroll? No, I don't. But at the end of the day, there's so many different tags and people that I follow that I'm seeing financial literacy stuff. I'm seeing mama, I can't even say the word, mama entrepreneurs. You know, moms that are entrepreneurs, right? Budget people, like, so all these people I'm following. So when I'm scrolling, I feel great. I'm like, oh, I need to archive that. I need to save that. I need to repost that. So I'm not looking at all the bullshit that's coming in between. Yes, you know, I may see things that friends are doing, I'm supporting, all of that, but I think you have to really define your social media as well, and who you're following, who's following you, and kind of just, you know, create that within your social media.
Faux show. Anybody on the line, if you have any questions, now is the time to kind of drop them in the question box. Before we wrap up this episode of Nyce Kicks, Brendan has an event that he has to get to. Busy. So we'll give a second for questions. Anybody want to ask Brendan questions specifically? And while we're waiting for questions, I want you to kind of just drop, not kind of just, I'm going to have you be dropping, you know, where they can find you. And I already posted it up in the description box, but where they can get more in tune with Boy Fam, Millionaire Mindset, spreading the show, like all the things that you're doing, your accountability courses, and what's coming up down the pipeline for people to get in tune with if they want to change their mindset and become millionaires.
Yeah, so I mean, I think really have to work on yourself first, and you have to seek it out. You have to just you know what I really like to say. Listen to your body, right?
Yo, you big on the body right now.
Listen to your body, right?
Yes.
When you're afraid of something or something don't feel right, you feel that energy. You know what I'm saying? You feel anxiety or you feel whatever it is, right? So whenever you're thinking about something or approaching something and you feel that whatever it is, that natural energy that's maybe having you afraid or maybe has you not wanting to take action, that's called an indicator, and I would go right to that. So that's number one. Pay attention to your mind, body, soul a little bit more, because your body's telling you something that your ego's trying to have you ignore. 100%. If you ain't running your life, your ego's running your life. You know what I'm saying? And it can come down to like the smallest things. Like earlier today, I was on a laptop. My laptop dying. My charger on the other side of the room. I'm like, I don't want to get this charger. That's the ego. You know what I'm saying? Ego's like, nah, bro, stay here, whatever, deal with it. But I know if I stay there, what's gonna happen? Computer's gonna die. Then I'm gonna be tight. And I gotta wait for it to boot back up and all that. So like, your ego wants to keep you comfortable and want to keep you still. So number one, I would pay attention to what your body's telling you and literally move in that direction. You know, you get that done. You want to seek out or figure out what are the things that you really want to do. And I think the easiest way for you to do that is to start networking. You could do that digitally. You know, like jump in a clubhouse room. You know, find like a DM group. You know, use WhatsApp has groups. There's a bunch of different things. You can jump in a Facebook group. Those are good. Get some different energy. Get some different people around you. Like, let's say, like, you know, you wanted to get into, like, I don't know, let's say modeling, but you're not a model. You never even did it, you know? You want to do it, but you've never been in it. You can join a modeling group or start following a bunch of models, DM some, you know, start sparking some conversation, start building new relationships. Be around that type of person or that group of that energy so you can start absorbing some of that, you know? Next thing I would say is, you know, you really want to do an audit. You want to do a self-audit. Who's around me, family, friends? You know, what are my personal habits? You know, and if you take the Millionaire Mindset course, the virtual course or the digital course, that's the first thing we do on day one. We do an audit. What's going on in your life? What are you doing on day to day or week to week? Figure that out. Because this is gonna let you know where you're spending the majority of your time. You know, so do a self-audit. That's number one. And as far as like finding me, I'm on the gram at Boydfam, BOYDFAM. Website is brendanboyd.co. Also on the gram in the real estate space, it's Brendan Boyd. Crazy story, there's another Brendan Boyd from Boston.
Is there?
Who has Brendan Boyd at Brendan Boyd.
Shut up. No.
100%. Go to it. I try to offer some money.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to give it a handle. But yeah, at Boydfam, at it's Brendan Boyd, website brendanboyd.co. Right now I have if you need help marketing, right? I have marketing consultations. I got business building and side hustle creation consultation. I have the Millionaire Mindset virtual 101 30-day course. You can do that. If you're a realtor, I have a marketing and branding ebook I came out with about 2 weeks ago. That's available. Tomorrow I drop the workbook, which I'm super excited about. Again, it's a tactical, tangible guide that you can interact with, and literally it will change your life. It will change your life. I ain't playing around. You just have to literally use it. I promise you. I promise you this. So I got that. Then I got a bunch of other things coming out. You know, I got one of my projects that I'm working on. I'm super excited to release later on this year. It's a self-confidence building sleep meditation.
Okay.
I'm really big on like brain hacking and like reprogramming your paradigm while you're sleeping. Because when you're awake, your conscious is blocking your subconscious. When you're sleeping, your conscious is dormant. So your subconscious is hella vulnerable. So if you're feeding your subconscious like whatever information you want to feed it, obviously you're not fully awake, but you will absorb it by osmosis. So that information will get into your brain, and if you do it enough, you'll start thinking different and having different ideas and operating different. So a lot of people that I've coached last year there's some self-esteem things there they've been dealing with. There's some self-confidence things there they've been dealing with. And like the self-confidence builder sleep meditation is like my way to help people constantly fill their cup every single day. So I'm super excited about releasing that. I got a bunch of other things dropping, but that one I'm excited about. I'm excited about the workbook. And those are the places you can find me. And if you want to know more, just tap in, shoot me a DM.
Yeah. And we'll have all this information in the description right below this video.
Absolutely.
That's not a YouTube thing that I learned. Where they're like, you'll find it. The link.
Find it in the exactly.
Like, this is doing the Nyce Kicks, right? We just got on YouTube, y'all.
Yes, guys.
I was telling them they need to change platform for like 10 months.
Okay. We're here now. But yes, make sure you guys like, subscribe, tell a friend to subscribe, share, all of that good stuff. We appreciate everybody. Every week we say this for supporting Nyce Kicks, and we are just excited to keep continuing the conversation and kicking it with y'all.
Yeah, and I'm supporting Nyce Kicks 100%. Can't wait till the merch drop. I have some merch out too if you guys are interested in that. But yeah, whatever y'all got coming, let me know. I'm supporting. I might end up being a sponsor. I need to, jump in the front. Yeah, let people know what's going on.
Yes.
Millionaire Mindset sponsor Nyce Kicks to come.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, B. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Brendan.
Love
you so much.
Event going on the next room. He's gonna head out, but I wanted to close the episode with Lisa just going and doing like a testimonial to your experience being in the accountability course and working with Brendan, kind of like where you were in your mindset before the course, and then how the course kind of changed how you think about things now, especially in the space that you are an entrepreneur, you're running your own business, and you are a leader. So like, what has changed for you? And are you a millionaire mindsetter now? Well, you are because you graduated.
I am. I'm a millionaire mindsetter, guys. But no, for real. I did the course with Brendan, and it was amazing. And Brendan and I were friends. We've been friends for many, many, many years. But I've always respected his hustle and respected his mindset in business, and just him as a person. So I said, what, let me invest in myself. But not only that, let me invest in someone that is Black owned. And it's someone that I know I have seen success from. So let me invest in this. And I cannot tell you, he has really, really gotten me on a great path within my business, because he allowed me to be open and vulnerable with him, because he would challenge me all the time. Like, well, why you can't do this? Why you not doing this? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I don't have a choice. But his accountability piece for me specifically was the best thing that I ever could have, and that I needed, because I'm a person who needs accountability. That is really what can help me motivate, myself. I have a hard time with self-motivation. So when I have somebody there that's able to hold me accountable, it was great. And he really walked me through the steps of what I needed to do with the business. And I think that I know I wouldn't be where I am today within my business without Brendan helping me, and coaching me and setting me up.
Facts. And again, I think that's why do we do this? I think so much. It's like when people talking and like
I know. I think all the time. I know.
And just let y'all motherfuckers know what time it is, because it's real.
I know.
So I mean, a big win for us and a plus for us, as you guys who have been watching us for a long time, Jamal, Elsa, Leanna, people really ride and die and know us. Like, we are best friends. We have a great relationship, and we're blessed to like have Brendan as part of our direct network.
Yes.
And now that I'm in a space where a big part of me making the transition had to do directly with getting around that energy. Not that my energy at home in Boston wasn't enough. It just didn't fill my cup anymore. There was a big void.
I don't think it was enough. I think it's okay saying that.
it didn't fill my cup. What was great was
Yep.
I was still in a space and around my friends that I can turn up with and have a great time, because I do need that and I appreciate that.
Yep.
But what I've noticed being in this space and what I'm so grateful for is getting back around the energy that matters in terms of the Z, right? Because we have this A to Z mentality that we're working on.
Yep.
For me, it was the in-between letters that held me back, because again, my scarcity mindset was, damn, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna figure out where we're gonna get merch? How are we gonna do drop and ship? I don't even know. I don't know how to build a website. But now being in this space, being around Brendan, being around Eric, shout out to the Dr. Dapper. We literally have him posted from the last video where we're talking about financial goals. He's the branding expert and coach. Elevated my Instagram, but really pushed me to tap into my passion and turn my passion into a paycheck, which I was like doing these things and either lowballing myself or not even giving myself the credit for.
Right.
And being around the right people will set you up to understand you can be successful. You can get to the point of having whatever it is that you had your mind set to and what you want. Because I was that person years ago where I was like, I know what I'm good at, but can I really get to that level? Can I be the next Beyonce? Can I be the next Oprah Winfrey? Not
Hell yeah.
mean, it sounds nice, but
hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So I'm super blessed, super thankful to have you as my right hand, left toe, right titty,
but everything.
Left lip, right lip, everything in between.
Me, yes.
And like without us together, there's no Nyce Kicks. And without you, there's no Stizzo Speaks. Without me, there's no Lisa Marie, even though she's gonna be Lisa Marie because she's super calm. She don't need me. No, just kidding. I love you dearly.
I love you too, me, so much.
Who watch Nyce Kicks and rock with us.
Yes.
Without you, more importantly, there would be no Nyce Kicks at all. At all.
Shout out to our Nyce Kickers. We love y'all.
Nyce Kickers. It sounds like a 5-piece chicken nugget or something.
I know, right?
Nyce Kickers?
You want some Nyce Kickers with a side of sweet and sour?
Love you guys much.
Yes, thank you.
Lisa Marie, you want to add?
Nah.
Again, this episode was sponsored by
Mood Lashes by your girl, Lisa Marie.
Link is in the description box, so make sure you hit up the description box.
Absolutely. And we will see you guys again next week on Nyce Kicks.
Nyce Kicks.
April
Fool's Day.
Right.
From Elsa, we'll leave with a gem. You have to feed your soul the energy it deserves. Absolutely.
Love y'all. Love you.
So we'll look forward to tuning in with y'all next week, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Same place, new topic, talking fashion, big things by Lisa Marie. It's time to get outside, so it's time to get your gear right. Facts. Love y'all. Cheers, mate. I love you. Cheers, mate. Love you too. Love you all. Have a great evening. Thank you for tuning in to Nyce Kicks. Have a millionaire mindset. We out.